Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Southern Magic Podcast. I'm your host, Matt. I always want to say my last name after that. It just feels weird just saying just Matt.
But if you want to say your last name, like your address, social security number, driver's license,
my IP address, yeah.
Is this your IP address?
One of those.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure someone on that Belcher stream probably has my IP address. No cap.
Yeah.
But I am your host, Matt. I'm joined by Will and Caleb tonight. How's everybody doing? How's life?
It's going
well.
Yeah, it's going.
Okay, all right.
Going all right.
I kind
of hanging out. Mostly just hanging out since the last time I've been on here.
I guess it's kind of my bad. I always hate when I feel like that's the go-to icebreaker when you don't really know a good like icebreaker. Is how's life? Like generally
how's
okay,
life?
I guess.
Well, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I just said terrible? What if I just said terrible? I lost my job. I'm moving.
I would respect
moving
that.
to Florida.
Terrible, no good, very bad day.
Yep.
Hey, I like that book. That was a book, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess since last time we did our podcast, I guess Halloween is past and all that. So, any of y'all dress up as anything fun for Halloween?
I was a ghost on the stream, and I did horrible on the stream.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I'm not even going to try to add a modifier to that. No, it was pretty bad, but I had fun in my rubber plastic sheet that I was wearing.
Yeah, you almost suffocated yourself, and it got friggin' 5,000 views on YouTube. If that helps, so suffocating helped the channel. Good job.
Listen. I spent $1 on that costume.
Ooh.
I looked at the sheets, at the regular sheets, and it was like $12. I was like, screw this. Like I'm gonna cut holes in this thing. I'm not gonna spend like over $1 for this. I went to the party aisle and I was like, oh, plastic sheets. How hard can that be? And then I felt like I was in a freaking saw trap while I was streaming.
You know, like the second Ace Ventura where he gets out of the back of a fake rhino.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. That's exactly. As soon as I watched that clip, it gave me big Ace Ventura vibes.
Oh my god, that just unlocked like a major memory from my childhood. I forgot about that. That movie, Jim Carrey scared me when I was little. Like he was just like too much of a character. Well, I take that back. I think it was The Mask. The Mask scared me when I was little.
I'm not a big Jim Carrey fan. That's just me. I thought he was too silly.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I just every time we watched him, I just didn't care for him. We never watched the Grinch movie with him. Every time I watched Ace Ventura, I thought it was a little too much.
Okay. The Grinch. You've never seen the Grinch? Have you?
No, never. I've seen the animated one. I've never seen the live action.
That is
Have you seen the anime Grinch?
Yeah.
The Grinch, how the Grinch Stole Christmas is like a Christmas tradition in my household ever since today. I always watch the Grinch once a year.
Ever since today?
Well, ever since ever since I was a child up until today. It's been a Christmas tradition.
There we go.
That and Elf.
Elf was
I started it right now.
Elf was mine. We also watched Christmas Story. That was one. Now that all the kids are older, my youngest sister is like 23, 20. She's above 21. We started watching Christmas Vacation now. So
okay, no, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Like the Griswolds.
Yep.
Stuff. Okay. No, I love that one.
We watched that one, and then we usually put Charlie Brown Christmas on. Usually, what it is TBS usually has a Christmas Story going. I think it's like 48 hours on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we just put that on. We watch it once, and then we leave it on for my grandfather to watch for the rest of the day, and that's about it. So
we used to watch Elf every single year. Well,
I can
my
make you feel old if you want.
what
Its 20th anniversary is this year.
that makes me feel very bad.
It didn't sound real to me, and then I
2003?
looked it up. Yeah, look it up. It's 2003.
Wow. My goodness, yeah,
Yeah,
that does make me feel old.
yeah, 2003.
Um, well, what I was saying though is like we used to watch Elf quite frequently around the holiday time. There was one year in high school though. You know, like around like if you're like in high school around Christmas break, where even the teacher, like the students don't care, the teachers don't care, nobody really cares, and you just end up watching movies
Mhm.
throughout the day. I watched Elf 5 times in one day. Like it was just this one whore copy of Elf that they were just passing around among the teachers, that it was just every class was Elf. And it was so,
It's just a little bit stickier every time you pass it around.
there's only so many times you can watch Elf before it just becomes grating.
Before it becomes torture.
I'm just picturing Matt trying to get to class, and somebody is just every time he looks at it, it stops, but it's the TV on wheels.
It's like, oh god, no, not again.
He looks back, it's back there. Takes 2 steps, he looks back, it's like right here with Buddy the Elf.
Well, the part that pissed me off was they gave us options. They were like, do y'all want to watch Rudolph or do y'all want to watch Santa?
I wasn't done with Elf.
All the little bastards in there were like, I want to watch Elf. I want to watch Elf again. Like, god damn it, no. Just like put on like Christmas with the Clumps or something like that. God.
That's why you never play elves. I get it. That's why you play Jun. That's why you play Jun.
Yeah, so I can shit on elves, basically. Oh my goodness.
I would like to turn Elf.
What? Well, since we're on the topic of, well, you know, we're in start of November, so it's basically Christmas time. Caleb, do y'all have any like fun Christmas movies or in my case, trauma or anything like that?
Fun trauma or just regular trauma?
Let's stick with fun trauma right now.
Okay,
like,
okay.
I would consider Elf fun trauma. Will we get flagged if that's the podcast title is fun trauma?
Well, we're about to find out. I have a backup name, but
I'm writing that down. Fun
trauma.
Fun trauma.
It's just a person with a just like the head down, but he's got like a party hat on or something.
That's going on the list. Okay.
I guess my only holiday trauma, like, so I hate like the Polar Express and like those kind of like just ridiculously cheesy, like Family, The Magic of Santa, and stuff like that, because they're geared towards kids who all they care about are presents. It's like just kind of, you know who you're talking about. And that has always like been like my sister-in-law's favorite movie, and this person. Finally, like the past 2 years, we've gotten on just like, let's just treat Die Hard as the Christmas movie, you know.
Nice.
and do that. And so I'm fully committed to that. I'm committed to that bit. That is a Christmas movie. It's good enough.
Yeah, I like that. I actually watched Polar Express for the first time last year. I had never seen it, and I'm kind of with you. It's just like this feels weirdly uncanny. Like I don't really care for it. It's like something about it's just off. I don't know. It kind of creeped me out a little bit. But no, I feel you. Die Hard. All right. Well, that was a fun little conversation starter to kind of get the juices flowing a little bit and have a little bit of social lubrication. So, one thing at the top of the hour before we start into the rest of the topics, I do want to briefly address the weekend stream that was supposed to happen, the tournament coverage. Um, it, for anyone that was trying to catch that, we genuinely apologize. We uh got to the venue on time, and we set up everything. Everything on our end was working correctly. Like, all the audio and video was going. We got to where we could get the video going, but the problem, and this is no hate to the store whatsoever, this is also, not their fault. It's just kind of how the cards fell for the internet connection. We just had some Wi-Fi issues that was just not made it not possible to stream a quality coverage. We didn't want y'all watching it in Minecraft mode. So
Yeah, in short, the Wi-Fi, the cameras were being weird on Wi-Fi, so we tried to hotspot it, and there was a way we could have done it, but it would have been our PC looking at my phone live streaming the camera. It actually looked like it was on a GameCube. Like we were streaming it from a GameCube on Wendy's Wi-Fi. So we were like, all right, we're gonna make the executive position to go eat Five Guys and then come back and stream a league. So, which that league, let me tell you, that league was great. Okay, so the first two games were awful. They were both they were both red white initiative decks, and then there was one game where I think it was either round 4 or round 5, where we kept a hand and we ended up playing quadruple Mox Opal into activating Emery to target the Kappa Cannoneer to cast Kappa Cannoneer into a deck with Force of Will that kept all 7 that pondered the turn before, and it landed, and then we screamed, and then we won that game. So
I saw that. Yeah, no, I was walking in and out throughout the day cuz y'all could probably hear me and Kenny talking cuz we were just kind of like, that was kind of like our little hovel that we built for
yeah.
ourselves
Well, like,
in the store.
y'all were all playing and all that, so me and Joshua were just kind of just hanging out. So we were just like, we were kind of sad. It kind of felt like when you O2 drop a tournament and you're just kind of waiting around. It's just like, well, we're just here now. So,
Yeah.
but we went to go get food. We came back and we had a good time afterwards. Honestly, like I had a great time. I think we should probably talk about it a little bit more in detail later. But Jonathan pseudo won. He ended up he wasn't going to go to the RC, so he ended up conceding to the opponent for, they did the prize distribution and all that.
Mhm.
So he ended up walking away with about $300-$400 or so.
He won to the extent that he wanted to, which in
Yes.
my book is a win. Like,
Yeah.
so that, no, we're incredibly proud for Jonathan, and
I'm moderately proud, actually.
oh my god, like I wish we could, like, yeah, I want to save talking about it with him, since he went the furthest out of all of us that played
I was about to say, me and Caleb both won one, so like he didn't go as far as.
at that one. At that one.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't do anything at that one. Go on. I could play word
Well,
games
I didn't
too.
do anything.
I could play
we're
word
not
games
allowed
too.
to enter.
Yeah,
not
we weren't
allowed to
allowed
enter.
to play, so
So.
just saying, like,
I clutched ninth, so I had I did not feel good about that one, but it was kind of funny. But yeah,
that was a weird field. There was 7 Rhinos decks.
I only saw one somehow.
There was like 25 players, and there were 7 Rhinos decks and 1 scam player. I was like, I don't know. This doesn't reflect the challenges that we've been seeing online, but I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because all the
No, that meta up there was sweet too. Like that, I got to where I was gonna scream if someone came up to me and said, "Y'all should have. This would have been a great one to stream." It's like, no shit. Like I wish we could have streamed it. This would have been awesome because it was like Belcher, elves, goblins, blue black control. It was like the Island of Misfit toys for modern decks. It was just so crazy. But yeah, no, that I got every time someone say, "Man, yeah, this would have been a great one to stream," I was like, yeah, it would have, that would have been great." But thanks, friend. But okay, yeah, we'll address that some more with Johnny when he's able to attend. Um, but I guess we'll transition into the next topic that is actually news to me, and I'd like to get Caleb's input on because you added this to our talking points before the show. Mono Green, the big baddie of Pioneer for basically since the format's become a thing, is really falling off now. So why don't you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, so with the discourse in modern and where that's at, and that's leaving us with some kind of interesting opportunities in deck development. So Phoenix, with the European RC, so Phoenix got better, which was a player in the format as well, right? But then beyond that, the Boros Convoke deck is still doing excellently. When it first came on the scene, people said, "Oh, it's Hogak," which obviously turned out to be a little bit extreme of an assessment, but it is still very good. It has nut hands that are just really hard to beat, uh, and that kind of preyed on green as well. Then there's even like Greasefang coming into the format of yesteryear, was already a player, made a very big splash at the Pro Tour, still relevant. And Lotus Field got Chandra Hope Speakin', I believe is the name of that iteration, and that completely changed how Lotus wins the game. And it gets to play just like a pretty strong planeswalker anyway, that doubles as a win condition. And so the format just kind of built up. Now other decks are doing incredibly powerful things, which is why green was just head and shoulders above for so long. It was just doing just a different format's power
Mhm.
level of of thing with how much mana it could generate. It felt like Tron or Cloud Post or some combination of both. Um,
Yeah, no, agree with you. Yeah, this is the first time I've actually looked at like some results for Pioneer in a little bit, and yeah, it's. I mean, we're still seeing like mono green like here and there, but it's definitely not.
It's not winning anything, is what
No.
it looks like.
So most recent one from yesterday, we have two Boris Convokes, one Is It Phoenix, Sacrifice Selesnya mid range. I'm not sure. Is that just mono green?
Be Angels.
Mystic. Oh no,
No,
that's
it's
sure enough mid range. Okay,
just
yeah,
green white cards. Cool.
yeah.
cool. Hey, I'm fine with
Dramo-
that.
Dramoka's command is a card.
Mhm.
Yeah, and yeah, I see what you're saying. Is it Phoenix is doing pretty hot? Oh, Pickpocket Prankster. That's the one you're talking about.
Thank you. There we go.
MILF
It is a fairy. It's just Pickpocket Prankster's the name. There we go.
instant one and a blue mill 4 cards and put an instant or sorcery or fairy card from among the mill cards into your hand, and then you can play it for 2 for it's a flying vigilance 1/2. Wish Coca-Cola would go away.
Oh,
Wish I
okay,
could
okay.
scroll over. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I'm more of a Pepsi person.
Yeah, I'm a Mountain Dew boy all the way.
I hate Coke.
But
I like Mug.
I'm a mug-blooded American, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I no, this is and it's understandable too because the hell like we'll pop over to modern just for shiggles just to check those top 8s out. But yeah, no, this is really cool. And even as look at that. Look at Azorius control even doing a little bit. That's unheard of.
Yeah, now that aggro has a larger metagame share, it's a lot easier to build blue white where it can win.
Yeah.
Like I love looking at metagame dynamics. I could nerd out on that quite a bit.
Okay. Well, let's just for the heck of it, we can continue talking about Pioneer or whatever. I'm open to anything. I just want to just see what the recent events look like for Modern.
So if you go to the 7 days view, you'll notice that the metagame of posted results has scam just Rakdos, not counting Mardu, at 27%
Oh my
of the
good.
field,
Oh my goodness gracious.
which
Okay.
Yike.
is something.
The next biggest one is Beanstalk at just 7.3. That is, oh my goodness.
Modern's in a good place right now. Who was it that posted that picture? It was you, Caleb, right? Of the person that made the sleeves that just said modern, no changes.
No changes.
And everyone went, "Well, what?"
It's good old Tron
Why?
bringing up the rear.
Why? Like, oh, you want us to go play standard? That's what you want. That's what they want.
It
That's
does
the
feel
rumor.
like that for sure.
That's the
It does
rumor.
feel like that.
They're not changing anything, so people go to standard because it's sweet. Because if
Yeah.
they just shove it down your throat, it'll eventually,
Yeah, I'm really looking
eventually
forward
people will
to
play it.
I'm looking forward to standard season. Actually, I want to start getting some stuff for standard.
Pick up land.
Because this is, yeah. I mean, it's understandable. Like at this point, um, you just the format's just solved to a degree that like you're going to try to escape to avenues where you feel like you can innovate a little bit. Maybe not even just innovate, just like play, you know, a more diverse set of games, you know, and that's just not something that you're probably going to find a lot of in modern currently.
Well, I believe the season's basically over for Southern Magic. I don't think anybody's playing another one that I've seen.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, the RCQ season you're referring to?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's one over in Starkville, I think, Mississippi.
Tuscaloosa as well,
Well, that's a
but
sealed
nobody.
one, right?
Yeah,
Yes, qualifies for the same thing.
That's
it
true.
does.
I guess I'm just like, when it comes to
People just
sealed,
assume sealed doesn't exist, and it's like the best format available right now.
well, I mean, I don't have ground to argue with that because like I'm just a constructed boy at heart. Like I just like learning lines with decks and stuff like that. I feel like when I try to like memorize like archetypes in a whole set, it just like my brain just doesn't compute it as well. And also like I feel like there's a lot of feel bads and sealed too. Like, you know, the one guy gets a god pool and then it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but you hope that's you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Look, I'm not trying to. I am not trying to make it sound like I'm arguing against somebody playing sealed for RCQ. If that's your jam, go for it. Like you'll probably get an invite. Um, I'm just saying it from my personal perspective. Like I don't know. I drafting and sealed and stuff just has never really just jived with me. I've always been more of a constructed person, I guess, at heart.
Weren't you like one win away from going to the Pro Tour with sealed?
I was, yeah, that's true.
just just throwing that out there for a little nostalgia,
That
trying
is,
to get you over to Denver with us the fun way instead of the stressful way of trying to
oh,
do LCQs.
listen. Even if I don't get an invite, I am not stressing up in Denver. How could you stress? Like weed's legal up there. Like record. That'll be interesting to see. But no, I am not stressed about getting an invite for Denver, honestly. Like I am going to play in like one or two max LCQs if I somehow don't get an invite before then, which I don't think I will at this point. But if that happens, great. If not, I'm just gonna play in like a 10K uh like Saturday or whenever the side events are, because they usually have some big cash tournament alongside the invitational, I
Oh
think.
yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They
so
have that, and you can just go and enjoy DreamHack. Like, You can go learn how to play Fortnite.
Fortnite's been blowing up recently. Did they do something new with that?
Yeah, they built they br- not no they did nothing new. They brought back the original map. So
Oh, okay. They demaked it. They
mhm.
stripped away all the garbage nobody
they got
wants.
they brought back Fortnite remastered.
Nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
I me and Fortnite, like, I don't know. Like I've tried to play it and like I just
We
like
like Fortnite.
I kind of fall off of it pretty easily. Like I'm kind of like that with a lot of multiplayer games now. Like I just have like a couple of bad beats and then I'm like, not really feeling this. I think I'll just probably skip out on it.
I don't know. I get the urge to play a shooter every once in a while. Like I'll get the urge to buy one of the Call of Duties, play it till like I'm level 30, and then be like, all right, I'm done. So
The new Call of Duty's ass too, apparently. Like the
so
Modern
I've
Warfare 2.
heard so I watched someone play the campaign, and the campaign is really funny. The campaign is just the Warzone map. They
Mhm.
literally just did the campaign on the Warzone map, and it's been described as when you were in like middle school, elementary school, and you had action figures that you would make a story up for. It was that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I don't want to spoil for anyone who wants to play it, but it has an abrupt ending. Like, you're in the middle of playing it, and then mom calls you because dinner's ready. You're like, oh, I gotta finish the story. Go.
It I mean like I I would say I don't want to yuck somebody's yum, but I don't know a single person who has said a positive thing about that game. Even Dr. Disrespect, who's like the biggest Call of Duty streamer in the world, was like complaining about it. Like
I mean, the multiplayer isn't out yet, but
that's true.
maybe the
That's
campaign will be better.
well. And then if that's
All
the
right, well, the
case,
campaign was bad, but maybe the multiplayer will be fine.
it's
So
it's $70 DLC at that point, though, isn't it?
yeah.
Because a 3 hour campaign, I'm not paying $70 for that. You crazy?
hmm Well, yeah, I feel like with video games and all that, I feel like we're more hypercritical on them now because they're $70 and studios aren't happy about that. And we can relate that to Magic as well. Like with like I don't know. Remember those sets that came out a while ago that they were trying to charge like $500 for like a set booster and all that, and it wasn't like, you weren't pulling at least $50 per pack.
I
Yeah,
believe
Commander
you.
Like it was
Masters.
there's a higher expectation of games now. When you charge extra money, they were just expecting you to just basically pay $70 for a game that's really supposed to be about 40. So
This is now the Southern Magic video game pod, the Southern video game
I'm trying to
podcast.
relate it to Magic. I'm talking
Nah,
about
nah,
like
it's
how Commander Masters, like how you remember when the suggested retail price, well, that doesn't exist, but people on eBay were trying to when it was on eBay they were trying to sell for not eBay, Amazon for like $400, and now I think you can walk in anywhere and get one for like 200
which
or
which
so.
which ones were that?
Commander Masters. It was their set boosters.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because it was like they were wanting you to spend $400 on a booster box. So and the value just wasn't there. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the most expensive thing you could pull there was like I
Was it
was
Jeweled
Mana Crypt
Lotus?
even in there? Hmm?
Was it Jeweled Lotus?
It was Jewel Lotus, but Jewel Lotus is only $60. So
Oh, there was Mana Crypt. It was like the foil Big Daddy pimped out version of Mana Crypt that you could get.
was it? No,
I'm
there
pretty
wasn't a
sure.
Mana Crypt actually. No. So if you go on the site, the most expensive thing you can get is a textured foil Jeweled Lotus, which is right now on market it's about 434. And I'm pretty sure you can't open those from the set boosters, which they were selling for $400. I think the most expensive card you can pull is a borderless Jewel Lotus, which is $100.
Damn, that's
So,
how.
and they were originally trying to charge $400 for this booster box.
My
like,
goodness.
like
Wow.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that too. Like the
uh
quality is kind of low. The qual. I think if this Commander Master set came out and it was like kind of like the first Modern Masters where it was $150 and then maybe the collectors were like 250, which I think they were, but I think it would have been better. But like, it's a bunch of commander staples. Like there's a bunch of cool cars and stuff like that, but it's whatever. And I
Mhm.
feel like, you know,
I feel like that's what almost all the master sets like amount to after a while. Just like, yeah, it's just a few cool cards in an ocean of
but
garbage.
imagine if like Master 17 or like Iconic Masters was like $100. You'd be okay. You would probably be okay with spending $100 on a set like that and be like, yeah, I would buy a ton of that crap.
Yeah,
But instead it was 250 and you were a little bit disappointed. So I
that's
feel
fair.
like that's I don't know. Like I said, I know we're talking about video games, but I was trying to relate it back to Magic and stuff. But
No, that's fine.
yeah, you're
Like,
not getting your bang for your buck. That's what it's really relating to. Like the Call of Duty game is $70 after tax. Really, it's 80. So you're spending $80 to freaking for Activision to freaking poop on you.
the
So
the the way I kind of view this podcast is that this is a place, obviously, for us to touch on like current events and deck trends and stuff like that. But it also kind of doubles as almost like a therapeutic place for whoever wants to join, air their grievances, talk about whatever, and just kind of like let us share a bit of our personalities with you, the viewer, outside of Magic. Sometimes, just kind of build a community that way. With that being said, anybody who's viewing this, if there is something that you want us to discuss or a question, I don't think I've brought this up since the first episode, but we do have an email, Southern Magic with the spelling you see on screen, all one word, all lowercase, at gmail.com. And you can also leave a comment if you're listening to this on Spotify or I think you can leave comments on Spotify. I'm not
about to
sure
find out.
actually. Yeah, I guess or leave a comment on YouTube, obviously, because that's where we primarily post these.
Yep.
Yeah, if there's anything you ever want us to discuss or go into or share our opinions on, please feel free to add
Mhm.
them.
Here's an opinion that I kind of like been addressing this. I think Modern is at a point right now where it is unhealthy enough that you can run Leyline of Sanctity / Leyline of the Void in your main deck. Um,
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. I
I
almost
don't
forgot about that.
with so much scam running around, I think it's almost worth it. But I don't know what y'all's opinion on that is. I don't think it's as bad. Well, I don't know. Because you remember in Hogak times when people were main decking Leyline of the Voids and all that because it just, shut down the deck. Scam, it doesn't really do that as much. I mean, it shuts down the scam spells. It makes it so that your hand is just a multi-6 instead, but you get to keep your cards. So, and they don't have to find your stuff
You,
if you're playing Leyline of Sanctity.
you know, in a very weird way, I kind of hope that becomes the norm of
Oh,
ley lines. I say I say that because of this. Because that was kind of like the emissary of Hogak getting banned, was when it was literally warping deck building to where main boards were being just uh
it's the
inbred
Harbinger.
to these, yeah, a harbinger, that's a better word for it,
Yeah.
a harbinger to the ban of Hogak was when you saw mainboard ley lines becoming normal amongst decks, because
Mhm.
that's a sign of a bad format. If that's the thing that you have to result to is you bring the ley lines out of the sideboard and into the main, it's never a
I
good
think
sign.
Caleb, you ran into a deck that ran main deck ley lines that you're not the RC you want or RCQ you want, but the one before that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because you
all
were
3
playing against
rounds.
Burn and you were pissed.
Yeah, all 3 rounds, my opponent had access to 4 Leyline of Sanctity. None of those players were in the top 4 of the tournament. Yeah, so it's certainly something you can do that is very good against scam, but any non-scam player, you're in trouble and you might still just lose to a
Yeah,
4 double striker. So
I got to
like
do that over the
Yeah.
weekend. Actually, not to cut you off, I just wanted to say I actually got to live that dream. I Boros charmed my own Monastery of Swiss Spear to give it double strike, and I got there. It was so sweet.
Nice.
the hidden modes of Boros Charm.
Oh yeah,
Can you
my
give me?
favorite Tron opponent tried to Oblivion Stone me and destroy everything, and so I just gave indestructible.
They're like,
Literally
you can't
looked at the
do
card and
that.
was like, "Wait, what?" And read it
It
and
says
goes,
deal 4.
"Ah,
It has other text.
yeah." The opponent literally goes, "I completely forgot that was a mode on that card," and I was like, "Yeah, me too." This is the
Oh,
first time it's come up ever.
I got got one time in the control mirror back in the day. I remember this actually, because it was back in the days when it was Sphinx's Revelation and Etherling was the end all be all in that format, and we got to the point where we both had dueling Etherlings, and I had him dead next turn, and he had I was like at I can't remember what the exact board state was. He needed to gain life, and I was like, okay, well, there's no life link in this deck. And he went swing, pump Etherling. I'm like, cool. And he said, Azorius Charm, give it life link. I was like, what? I forgot that card did that.
Does that?
It does. It does. It's draw a card. The bitch mode of putting something attacking creature on top of the library, and then there's the creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn.
Ah,
Yep.
who would have
Oh
thunk
yeah,
that?
oh yeah. Blue White Delver made advantage of that for a very limited time in Standard. You would put Runechanter's Pike on an insectile aberration, and the way you broke the mirror was to just lifelink out. It was awesome.
Oh man, I played that deck one time when I was or I didn't play with it. I played against it, and I was like, man, this is the best deck of all time. You play 1 mana 3/2, you can't cast anything, and then they just ponder and stuff, and I was like, my god.
Oh yeah. People were debating on if Geist of St. Traff needed to be banned. Because
I
this was
love that
back in
card.
the old Legend rule where you just had to play your Geist to Legend rule to get rid of their Geist.
One of the most fun things to do, um and it also kind of gives you perspective on nowadays if you can still go into like the old Reddit boards and stuff, and you can see posts that say like, is Siege Rhino too good? Is it time to ban Siege Rhino? It's like, bro, I wish Siege Rhino was the biggest threat in Standard right now, or well, I guess that was in Standard. Modern was great though. Well, I say that. I guess Twin was eating it up at that time.
Yeah,
So
that I
Advanced
guess is
man.
that I guess is my last soapbox for the episode. People who are uh, simultaneously wishing Twin would have been unbanned for going on 10 years and uh, bemoaning Scam and how dominant it was. I
mhm,
take it that means you did not play when Splinter Twin was around
mhm,
Nope.
because this is what it was like. This
yeah,
is exactly what that was like. You go to a tournament, and if you aren't playing it, sure, you might win, maybe,
Maybe.
but you need something to go wrong every round for your opponent instead of just being able to win. And so you're kind of
mhm.
pressed if you're a player who values being like really, really good and feeling better and having lots of agency. There wasn't another deck to play. You just played that.
Mhm. No, I 100% agree with you. I think that um that is an argument, like you will usually hear, and this almost sounds douchebaggy, but like when you try to emphatically argue that Twin should be unbanned, it shows that you're unfamiliar with how Modern was at that point and how degenerate it was. Granted, the velocity of it and what it allowed you to do. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. Like maybe if we had had the answers to it back then that we have today, like grief
well,
and force negation, maybe it would have been a little bit better. But right now, if we unban Twin right now, press a button and Twin gets unbanned, Ragavan becomes a $300 card or something like that. Like, because then it just is like Murktide becomes Twin, and it's just stupid. You really want to give Twin Ragavan? Like, that would
yeah,
have to go if you
happily. No, not at all. I'm on the complete opposite end. Splinter Twin would be $1.
You don't think
Okay.
it'd even be played?
It's not the same caliber. It was a very different game when that deck was dominant. And that's the argument from the unbanned side of at least rational folks that I talk to is, I mean, it's not that bad anymore. It's a good thing to do. You can win the game. Like, is that bad? Like, we're winning games on turn one now. Like, like, is that necessarily a bad thing? Um, but I just don't think Force of Vigor stops the combo with the ability on the stack. Force of Vigor, the Splinter Twin. Okay, you got a clone.
Okay.
Like, I'm not dead now.
So your argument really isn't to unban Twin. You're just saying if they unban Twin, it would not do anything.
Yeah,
So
it
they
just
could
doesn't matter.
unban it.
It's
Okay.
it's a card. Like, would I try it? Sure.
Okay. So
Does Murktide need a win condition to make it relevant? No.
yeah, no, I don't even think it. I don't even think it stays Murktide at that point. If they do that.
Right, but I'm saying if you like is it fair strategies, there is one. It's Murktide. Like,
Yeah.
what does Splinter Twin do that diversifies? It gives you a combo finish? I mean, if that's what you're after, there are better combo decks.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
there's
Okay.
just no axis where I care about Splinter Twin anymore. Did I a lot in 2014? Yes.
Mhm.
Do I now? No. Not the same game. It's just nostalgia and memories of a great deck because it was a great deck.
Yeah.
Like KCI, if you brought KCI off, now we're talking like, right. They took away Mox Opal, so that's a blow. But like, that is a unique strategy that I don't know how to evaluate how that would go.
Mhm.
But Splinter Twin, I already get traces of Splinter Twin out of 5 or 6 different decks. Like, if you're playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker, I'm getting illusions or feelings of Splinter Twin,
Mhm.
right? Like, it's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Birthing Pod isn't that great. It's just a card design problem where then you have to care about it every time you make a decent creature. Of like, man, is this going to break the game with Birthing Pod? So I'm fine with leaving that off the list, right? But
Mhm.
Twin is pretty niche, and we got so many answers now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah, I would. Um, I guess it's still good that it stays banned. Well, I mean, I don't know. I like. I almost don't like talking about like the unbanning Splinter Twin because it's such a well beaten drum at this point that like I feel like you're not really going to be able to say stuff that will.
I mean, we're already 10 minutes into talking about it. Might as well. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like I just like I never had the opportunity to play Splinter Twin. Like I played against it plenty of times. Like I was on Jun at that point, and Jun at the time was what kind of kept that deck in check because that was like the
mm.
yeah. It had like the most tools that I can remember that were able to handle it.
When did
Uh,
Splinter Twin get banned? When
right when Eldrazi came out, it was right around that time.
right around when Battleford's in the car, or
I believe so. May have been shortly before.
okay.
Uh,
I just forgot if it was pre or post Rending Volley. So
um, that's a good question. Actually, I am not entirely sure.
I can't remember when Rending Volley, but Summer Bloom and Twin went at the same time. It was in 2016.
Okay,
hmm.
all right. Wow, that's actually a little bit more recent than I thought. I thought it was like 2015 or something.
Also,
It's weird to say 2016 was recent. My goodness.
Cloud
7
of
years ago.
Fairies, I think, got banned in the same ban announcement. It got banned in Popper.
Mm.
What a fun ban
Yeah.
announcement where they gave an explanation of changes. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm not ruling out that we get an emergency ban announcement for scam if it continues to dominate the way that it is right now. But that's kind of like a I will dance in the streets when that happens.
People are calling for an evoke rework instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Intelligent card design folks are quite opposed because why? Just ban the free ones. Like Mole Drifter didn't do anything wrong. Why are we about to nerf Mole Drifter?
Yeah.
Like
What is
Wave sifter.
what is the rework? Is it
the most prevalent one that I've seen talked about, at least in the Twitterverse, is they're looking for the abilities that they get on ETB to be when it's cast instead of when it enters.
Basically, it's like you're casting a sorcery,
okay?
kind of. Yeah.
Like when you pay the evoke cost, do the thing. Like that way, like scam spells don't trigger the ability. Yeah, you'll get the body back, but at least it won't double discard you.
Okay, all right, I see what you're saying. So does that in a way make it uncounterable then if it's like a part of the cost of playing it, if I'm understanding it correctly?
No, like it's a wrapping a conditional on a trigger.
Okay.
Like when this enters the battlefield, if its evoke cost was paid, do this.
Yeah.
Or when it enters the battlefield, if it was cast, do this. That way you can still hard cast it and get the effect.
Yeah, that'll be kind of silly if they try to
I mean,
implement
it
that.
stops. Yeah, I mean, it stops ephemerate, and ghostly flicker and cards like that from like blinking a mole drifter and drawing with it.
Yeah.
Same with the elementals, obviously. If it if you like do that, you're not going to be reanimating grief on turn 1 in Legacy anymore because there's no reason to. We'll just go back to reanimating Atraxa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not in a way just kind of like dancing around the actual thing that needs to go though?
No, they should just ban it. They should just ban
Yeah,
the problem cards instead of nerfing Mole Drifter and Wave Sifter and Shriek Maul.
because
So
what I hear
Foundation Breaker.
yeah,
what I hear when I hear that is basically like when they banned Bridge from Below before they banned Hogak. They were like, "Oh, this is what runs this deck. Let's ban it," and then it didn't
Yeah.
do
it
anything.
didn't do anything.
Well, I mean, this will be like my like rest the case on this because I'll play whatever. I'm going to Denver. I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
It's just if there's no change between now and February, I'm just probably gonna throw some lightning bolts. Why?
yeah.
Why do anything else? If there is a change, I'll be very excited and readily tussed. But my topic of those: stop designing free spells, please. Stop doing that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Just stop doing that. Once upon a time, all of the evoke elementals, force of will, force of negation, force of vigor, like stop doing that.
Yeah, the once you tack on the free aspect of, well, I mean, force of negation at least is a little bit different though, where you can't just force negation like at any point. Like it does have the condition of it has to be on. If you want to do it for free, you have to make sure that it's on their turn, which I think is pretty good. Um, in the
No,
grand scheme of
because
things,
when are you gonna want to counter stuff on my turn? Weird how that timing lines up. Like,
like it's I don't know. Like I feel like in the land that we are in the land that we exist in right now, I think force negation is like the least of everybody's worries. But yeah, like if we existed in a world where like you didn't have to worry about the evoking elementals, yeah, I would probably be a little bit more on board of like, yeah, this is just stupid. You
Well, I
shouldn't be
mean,
able to do
like
this.
the fever dream of this is like all having free spells accomplishes when it's a reactionary tool like Force of Vigor or Force of Negation
Hmm.
is lets you print better stuff because then it's just an excuse, right? You get to push the power level a little more because you have control valves like Force of Vigor, Force of Negation, etc.
Okay.
So why stop doing that? Like, yeah, I'm not saying like ban those cards. I'm saying stop designing new ones.
Oh
Stop
no, I
stop
agree.
creating that problem for us,
No,
please.
I
Design
100% agree with you
cards
there.
that require mana to be cast. That's all. That's all I'm
Crazy
saying
concept.
is just stop
What a
doing free.
what a
It's
concept. I could use a
I
little
mean, this game's been around a
illness.
long time. It's hard to have fresh ideas and fresh mechanics
Hmm.
that aren't either pushed or useless, right? Like you've occupied the middle with all of the great ideas throughout 30 years of set design, right? So now you're looking at like, well, if I do it like this, it's too similar to these 80 mechanics, right?
Hmm.
So you're either moving up the power scale or down the power scale to do something unique. And down the power scale doesn't sell packs, right? It doesn't
Right.
get people talking, it doesn't generate excitement. So you're like the power creep in every game, like it happens because you need to do fresh things that are exciting. But like stop with zero cost. There are other ways to push power level than zero cost. Stop doing that. Stop using that trick so much.
Jer-
I
Let's
don't
bring
love it.
back Phyrexian mana. Let's do it.
Jerry
Not
Yeah,
just
Top
ability.
that would honestly be better. Honestly.
Unban G Probe.
Jerry Thompson and Brian Gottlieb actually on their podcast, Arena Decklist podcast, which is a great podcast if y'all or any of the listeners are looking for another Magic content source. Their content, they have really great chemistry with one another, and they talk about a lot of stuff competitive. But I digress. They discussed a similar thing that right now in Magic, and this was before Scam even came out. So it's even more prevalent now. He said that there's always an arms race going on with Magic. Is that you have this amazing threat be printed. Okay, well, we have to print this amazing answer to that threat. Well, we have to make even more amazing threats to play so that that one amazing answer doesn't, overpower everything. And then you just keep going up and up and up. And that seems to be where we're headed right now. Um, is it going to kill the game or anything? No, I don't think nothing is going to kill Magic, like some people try to say that it will. But that's just kind of like the unfortunate trend that the game finds itself in right now, in my opinion.
I will say, from a financial standpoint, right now, if you are interested in getting into legacy or anything, reserve list cards are actually approaching a low. Most dual lands you can get for about $200 now.
Oh
So,
wow,
yep. I'll have to find them all, but yeah, I was looking at picking up a Taiga for Eternal Weekend, and the average that I've seen is about 180 for a Taiga. Now the blue ones are still around. Like I've seen some. You can get a what is it? You can get a Valk for about 300 if you
does
look.
Like
where do you
350 or so for like a clean,
where
Yeah,
do
like
you
a
where do you
very clean vault.
where do you find the
yeah.
price trends? Is that on TCG Player? Because I can pull it up and we can
Just
talk
noticing
through it.
TCG player and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And the diversity in duels now is pretty high. Like there's a playable deck that's using basically every dual land,
yep.
which was not always the case. It was kind of concentrated around Volcanic Island for the past few years. So
I'm going. My goal is I'm trying to get 2 of each, right now, but It's more of a like maybe I don't know. I've been spending a lot of money on Lorcana. I need to stop, but
Let's say you could turn in 3 Rapunzels and get 2 Volks, right?
it's true. Yeah, yeah.
See, actually, I'm checking out the yeah, I'll
So
pop.
like a Bayou right now, like the lowest one that isn't damaged, you can get an HP one for 220.
That's actually what I'm looking at right now. I have it up on the screen. So we're looking at Bayou.
Yeah, so an
Uh,
MP for 280. It's pretty good.
so we have they
Yeah,
went up a little
compared to
bit, then
like
it dipped down.
yeah, just looking through there. I mean, if you look to like about a year ago or so, like they're rising a little bit, but I think on if
Well,
you
yeah,
go on your Facebook,
some major players. So context. The reason this is happening is a couple of major players liquidated off of Magic entirely. So like, and when I say major players, I mean enormous millions of cards, all of which are above $20,
yep,
right? Like that level of supply got dropped in, right? And
Oh my goodness.
you know, it's just a happenstance of it, right? Like, when you have 70 of these and there are only 70 on TCG Player, then
yep.
your price becomes the price.
Mhm.
I guess I mean, well, I'm looking at this price right here for Underground Sea. I guess it's been dancing around 700 for a long time. So
Underground Sea, yeah, that one's pretty much stayed the same. Pretty much all the other ones have been dancing around. So like, I mean, I usually don't bring up EDH, but it's a good time to pick up like one or two to put in your EDH deck or something like that if you've been thinking about it. I mean, if you want to play Belcher, pick up your one of Taiga. If you want to, play non-blue decks like that.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
see
there's
what.
a lot of decks. Hmm?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just to say, yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Random deck.
It is it is so 309 as of yesterday, down from 370. Wow, that is a pretty steep decline that it's been
There's
going
some that
on.
are
That
dropping
is
and all that.
20%.
Hmm.
Wow.
That is
What's another? What's
that is
another?
substantive.
Let's check out Lion's
You
Eye
have
Diamond.
Lion's Eyes are kind of cheap.
No,
So
they have the drop. It's basically 22% across the board.
yeah,
There are some exceptions in the reserve list space. So like ones that are just too scarce, like Moxen. Uh, and then
Moxen,
like
Legends
we
card.
touched on, Seas and Bulks. Um,
Let's
I
see
don't
if
think
this.
Black Lotus.
popular color combos.
Let's see if now is the time to pick up a Black Lotus. Attention,
Well,
viewers, sell your house now.
yeah.
Stop
It's
looking
time to
up
get.
Blacker Lotus.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to
That's
Just
like the
click the
third
other
time that you
word.
tried to click it. Just type the entire word. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
No,
okay.
hit the entire word. That's Blacker Lotus again. Just type it. There you
Just
go.
type the
Type.
word.
Just hit enter. There we go. Okay.
Let's see. What
10K.
is it?
10K is actually not bad.
Oh, that's unlimited, actually.
Yeah.
No, that's unlimited. That's a
Yeah.
misnomer.
Okay, so
You're looking for revised. Keep going.
revised.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
no,
it's only unlimited.
nobody's buying Black Border.
What about
That's
alpha?
beta.
Oh, there's.
He said it's only unlimited. It's alpha, beta, unlimited. They didn't print and
Yeah,
revise, unfortunately.
yeah,
Well, I'm just kind of memeing right now, but no, is
yeah.
the
That was the
realistic.
joke. You're looking
Yeah,
for revised, and I was gonna see how far you went.
the realistic ones to get, like the dual lands, and Lion's Eye Diamond and stuff like that, like the legacy cards. Yeah, no, I agree. I think this is, if you're kind of considering getting it, like just hopping on the
I always said
bonk
Tundra is
stream.
underpriced. I would always pick up Tundras if I could. So
Let's see what Tundra's at. Oh my goodness! Wow, that is
I mean, if you look down at like last sold MP is probably around like 250 or so.
225, 250,
Yeah, 250.
250. So like
Yeah.
around 250 is what you're going to be paying for like a, well, these are damaged.
There's an HP there
Yeah,
that's
but if you walk
250.
into your favorite local game store and say, "I'll give you 250 for your Tundra," they'll probably take it.
Yep.
That's the level of consumer confidence drop
I
because
think
of all the reprinting
Yeah.
and
I'm just saying,
joking
like, if you're right now, I think is a good time to pick up duels, especially if you're going to, like, Eternal Weekend or anything like that. I think right
absolutely.
now is the time to do it.
Or if you're gonna be playing in the ALL championships.
Yeah, who would play in that though? Oh, me. Yeah, that's right.
some loser who got an
Yeah.
invite.
At least I'm not commentating it. So.
I can't say crap. I'm like way down on the totem pole about that. I said I made a joke with
I
Josh
gotta
in the
submit my
car.
backlist for
Uh
that.
I made a joke with Josh. Like I was rocking it with Blue Red Delver for the longest time, and I said like once I swapped over to Grix's tempo, I was had way poor results with it, and I told him I said I don't know if like the Orcish Bowmasters I got had like asbestos on them or something, and I got like brain damage and I can't play Delver anymore, so or barely Delver at this point.
It's yeah, it's just tempo now.
It's tempo. It's
I
Delver.
really do think people are just play Delver so they can call it Delver. There's no other reason. Like,
People
just play
tried to
DRC. It's so much better.
But on turn 2, it's a 3-2 flyer.
Yeah, but on turn 2, in a good situation, your DRC is also a 3/3 flyer.
people tried to make that silly 1 mana 3/3 that comes in tapped work.
The card's bad.
Yeah, I just don't.
The
I'm
card's
not a
just-
believer in it. At least in Delver. In Delver, I'm not a believer in it.
Then you haven't had my Solemnity brew where it can't get the stun counters.
Oh, you got me. You got me, friend. Yeah.
Yeah, on turn 4, get
I
that
built my
3/3.
own Sarah Avenger, all right?
Oh. Well, I think I think we can probably call that there because we're right at an hour. Right at an
Yeah.
hour. But this has been fun. We'll discuss some more. Future streams. Just before we hop off. So, what have we got coming up?
We're going to be trying ALL, not this weekend, but the next weekend. We're going to be sending a couple people up the day before to set up cameras to make sure it works. So we'll keep people updated on that one. I think for bigger streams, like ones that are going to last longer than 4 hours, I think that's all we have planned right now. I know. What else are we trying to plan out? I think we were gonna mess around with a Hot One style stream. Maybe not a stream, but like a podcast style.
Yeah, I would like to do that. That would be
Yeah.
so much fun.
Josh has the Hot Ones hot sauce. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna be like one person is gonna be interviewing a person and also doing the wings, or if we're gonna do what we're gonna do. I don't know. We're gonna eat a lot of bomb. That's all I know.
If there are any viewer suggestions for how to do that or what sauces or anything you'd like us to try, please let us know. Shoot us an email or leave us a comment. Because I love hot stuff.
That's why he likes me.
I'm sure that after that, if I participate in it, I'm gonna not be feeling the best. But I'm excited for it though. I think that'll be fun to do. I wanted to. I've actually thought in the past of like there was a YouTube channel years ago. Do y'all remember Hot Pepper Gaming? Did y'all ever see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've always wondered what it would be like if you made people like do like a versus series style video, except in between games you have to eat like a pepper of increasing intensity and see what the games become like after a while. But I don't know. We'll kick around ideas with that. Or do like
Yeah, I'll sign up for the Korean barbecue episode.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it's all you can eat Korean barbecue during an interview, I'll go for that one.
That would be sick.
Yep. I think it's not planned yet, but one of the local stores, Gear Gaming, that lets us borrow some of the cameras. I think we were going to try to film there and possibly do some paper magic stuff there. Maybe not streaming tournaments, but actually playing some Paper Magic and just do like some like maybe like a casual like we're just testing type stream. Um, maybe for like one of our local legacy nights or like something like that. Just doing some paper content.
This is kind of like an aside, but have y'all seen the new? I won't blame you if y'all haven't seen it because I am terminally online. But have y'all seen the new Boogie 2988 documentary that came out?
Oh, yep.
Did you see that he goes to Gear Gaming?
No.
Not this Gear Gaming, not this one.
I didn't see that.
I mean, and I'm not.
We can't go there anymore.
I am not saying anything that is
Can't go to Gear Gaming
not
anymore.
public knowledge. Like it's
No one-
in the documentary. If you watch it, he goes into a Gear Gaming, which I guess is in Arkansas, wherever he lives.
Yeah, there's one in Arkansas.
Like, Boogie. We have like a 2 degrees of separation, some degree of separation from Boogie now going to Gear.
I watched that documentary. No, I watched part of it. I guess I missed that part, but
Oh, I watched the whole thing. It is.
How'd that make you feel? Did it make you feel better about yourself?
It made me feel a lot better about myself, actually.
Yeah. I saw the interview with that when he was trying to talk to that girl about getting a job, and I couldn't make it through. I couldn't make it through there.
the meme, that's become a meme on TikTok now. Like
I
I saw one person post like whenever my Christian parents try to get me to date a good old country boy, and then it says good old country boy is like, well, I'm disabled in the eyes of Arkansas and the United States government. I'm extremely depressed. I'm overweight. If you Google me online, I might come up that I beat my wife. It's so great. It's like all this shit nobody would ever say in an interview ever.
Don't Google me. Don't Google winner. Me. That is a winner sentence. You should absolutely use that at your next job interview.
Yeah. Don't Google.
If you want,
don't Google me.
Yeah, if you want to feel better about yourself, definitely watch that. And I don't feel mean saying that because that was his entire angle in making the video. He just was trying.
He has a victim's complex. That's all it is. Like he wants you to feel sorry for him. So
yeah,
don't sue me.
No. What are you talking about? Like that's what he thrives on.
Oh, I know.
But no, that is a fun. It's not a fun watch, but at the same time, it is a fun watch. But
it's a watch.
It is a watch. It is one of the watches of all time.
Yep, it's like a Rolex.
But okay, all right. Well, I think we can call that here. But thank you for everyone for tuning in and coming and hanging out with us. As always, if you would like to make a suggestion on what we should talk about or anything, feel free to drop a comment or send us an email or whatever. But as Josh says, I really need Josh to not work so he can come in and join us again.
We can get him fired if you want. I'll walk right to his work and say, I've been hired by Josh, and just poop on the floor.
I come representing Josh. But yeah,
a big old steaming one on the floor for him.
As always, the best part about Magic is the gathering. So we will see y'all.
And Caleb.
And Caleb.
Caleb. Yeah.
We will see y'all next week. Have a good weekend.